Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker. I still remain Honorable Sunday Odafo Johnny, representing the good people of Una State constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rely on the standing order of Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. I stand to move motion that we allow the strangers to come in.
Deputy Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I stand to move motion that we lower the mess and allow the stranger to come in for screening. I so move.
Thank you very much. Deputy Leader.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Otobong Bob, representing Akwa State constituency. Mr. Speaker, I so second the motion as ably moved by the Leader of this House. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Honourable members, a motion has been moved and duly seconded that we allow strangers into the floor of the House. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The strangers will be calling one by one. The Sergeant of Arms relax the mess. And is the microphone in order? Everything in order. I will call the Sergeant of Arms and the Chief Whip of the House to bring in Mr. Right Honorable Nyekan Umana Abak. We'll start from the Speaker's constituency. You have my leave. Thank you. Yes, Honorable Elder Nyekan John Umana, you are here in the chambers of Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. You have been nominated by His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, to serve in his cabinet as a commissioner. You were screened by the standing committee of this House, today you are to undergo not screening again, to tell us on the entire House who you are and what you can do to continue to elevate the Arise agenda of His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State. Honorable members, you should bear with me that Right Honorable Nneka Romana is my constituent, and he has been a commissioner, he has been in the House of Rep, and whatsoever he wants to tell us will be in summary. So, Right Honorable Elder Nneka Romana, you have the floor. Just in summary, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Of the House, honorable members of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the Almighty God for the privilege of life and the opportunity of today. I want to thank His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Umar Bastian of PhD, for the privilege of this nomination for consideration as Commissioner in his cabinet. Let me also very specially thank Mr. Speaker and my representative and leader of this House for your support in this whole process. Benefit of proper training, both in my professional calling, in the media, and in the public space. I've also had the benefit and the privilege of being a legislator in the Nigerian National Assembly, particularly the 9th House of Representatives of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, I've had the privilege of serving this state in the State Executive Council before now, and I believe that I acquitted myself to the best of my abilities and capabilities at the time, and even in the opportunity at the House of Representatives, Mr. Speaker. So I want to thank the Governor particularly for this very special consideration, and I want to assure him, the Governor, and indeed the House of Assembly, if given the opportunity, I will do all in my abilities, in my knowledge, in my contact, to ensure the furtherance of the Arise agenda, which stands on 5 very solid pillars of agriculture, rural development, infrastructure, security, and education. Mr. Speaker, I believe I have the adequate background, adequate experience, and adequate exposure to bring the right type of value that will help what the state stands for at this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Right Honorable Elder Nneka Romana, for giving us your resume. I'm the first person to talk about him as his own representative, and I know he has missed out to tell us that he is currently the media consultant to His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State. If His Excellency could appoint him to be his own consultant, I think coming in to serve as one of his commissioners, he will do best. He has been doing very well. Most of us, we know him. He's somebody that is so dedicated to his duties. He's somebody that is so committed to whatsoever you want him to do. His media career began as a reporter and advanced through key roles in prominent organizations such as Outlook newspaper, Newswatch magazine, Millennium Choice Technologies, Software Communication and African Media Network. Himself and the family founded Premium Radio 89.9 FM, where he served as the chairman of the organization. Nyeka Romana served as a commissioner in the past governments and is an experienced person. I'm very sure His Excellency have made a very good choice for bringing him out to serve in his ESCO and to serve Akwa Ibom people. He's happily married to Diamond, the Diamond Moreno Mana, and they are blessed with 4 children. Nyeka Romana, you've done so well. By the leave of the Speaker, you can take a bow and leave. Thank you very much. Thank you. Sergeant of Arms, can you bring in Honorable Dr. Henry Akwa Ibom, former House of Rep member and Deputy Speaker's constituents. And please, they should get closer. Chief Newham, let them come closer. It will not take us time. So, you have my leave. Yes, Honorable Dr. Henry Akwa Ibom, you are here in the chambers of Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. You have been nominated by His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, to serve in the cabinet as commissioner or special advisor. You were screened by the standing committee of this house. Today, you are to come here and tell the entire house who you are and what you are going to do to support His Excellency's agenda, the Arise agenda of His Excellency. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, members of the also have a certificate from Harvard. And I think with my wealth of experience, I will be able to add value to the state, having also come from the highest level of legislature and leadership of this country. I thank also the people of Akwa Ibom for also giving me the privilege to serve. Mr. Speaker, the major thrust of this administration is their rights agenda. Like His Excellency said, His Excellency needed people.
Encouragement, all their support for His Excellency. And my duty as a commissioner or as an advisor would be to work also in concert with the members of this House to make sure that we deliver good governance and dividends of democracy to the people of Akwa Ibom State. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Doctor, for that summary. Let me call on your member to give us just an overview within 1 minute. The Deputy Speaker.
Thank you so much to the Right Honorable Speaker, my boss, the Speaker that is making us proud. Thank you, sir. Mr. Speaker, speaking now is the Honorable Kufra Basedidem, member representing the ever peaceful, very industrious people of Itu. And permit me, Mr. Speaker, to, for this moment, speak as a representative of this nominee. Right Honorable Speaker, standing here before us, Right Honorable Dr. Henry Chibom has proved his mettle in his profession as a medical practitioner, right from when he was the Chief Medical Director in the CY Health Services at Omoku in Port Harcourt. Even from his days in the University of Calabar, although he had left before I entered the University of Calabar, but I saw his footprint, given that he was very, very active in student activism during his time, and don't see how age has treated him. He was a very prominent member of the University of Calabar football team who participated in the then Nuga Cup. Standing here, he came from his medical profession to aspire to represent it in the House of Representatives. The first time he came, we didn't know him much. But thanks to a few people like the late Honorable Enef Yong, who was the then chapter chairman of PDP, who took him on and introduced him to the politics of Itu and Ibiono. Though that time, because every dream is for an appointed time, though he didn't succeed that time, but subsequently, when he least expected, the people of Itu Federal Constituency gave him our mandate to represent us at the Green Chamber, not once, but twice. And during that period, he did exceptionally well. Coming back from the Green Chambers, during the last election, he participated actively to see His Excellency the Governor, Pastor Moino, emerge as the governor, and to also support me to be on this seat as his member currently. And immediately His Excellency the Governor was elected. In his first visit to Itu, he said he will want him to act as his own political leader in Itu local government. And we've been working together and we are understanding ourselves better. And as we speak, his leadership has brought very good peace and harmony in Itulugu government. Mr. Speaker, I have no doubt that my brother standing here is going to add great value to the Arise agenda. He is a very, very loyal and very, very supportive person. He's married with children. And I think his humility is exemplary. And therefore, I give my unreserved support and that of it to people for him to be endorsed, for him to be forwarded, to be confirmed for the office in the State Executive Council that His Excellency may deem him fit. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to conclude by reminding us that he is a member of the family of the legislator. Therefore, I ask that he be asked to take a bow. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and distinguished colleagues.
Thank you, the Deputy Speaker. Honourable members, it is the wish of this House that Right Honorable Henry Akwa Ibom take a bow and go out. Henry Akwa Ibom, take a bow. Thank you very much. Sergeant of Arms, can you bring in Sikak Ekong? Former House of Rep. Please, I don't want that thing now. Take it away. Take it away. Take it to your room. Go and keep it. Please. Sergeant of Arms, you have my leave. Yes, Right Honorable Sikak Ekong, you are here in the chambers of Akwa Ibom House of Assembly. You have been nominated by His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State to serve in his cabinet as a Commissioner or Special Advisor. You were screened by the Standing Committee of this House. Today you are here to undergo no screening, to tell us who you are, to tell us whether you are going to work well with His Excellency the Governor to actualize his Arise agenda. Right Honorable Sikak Ekong, you are welcome. You have the floor.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you, honorable members. My name is Right Honorable Sikak Ekong. I was born in a village called Uruguso in Akwa Ibom local government area on the 26th of January 1965. I started my primary education at Bishop King Memorial Primary School, Kala, across River State. Obtained my first school leaving certificate in 1976. I proceeded to secondary school Tonsek in a Senate local government and completed in 1982. I attended University of Cross River State. Now University of Rio, where I obtained BS in economics with a second-class upper division.
I did my mandatory one-year NYC in 1991-92 at Indo State Polytechnic, where I lectured till 1995. Between 1995 and 2006, I was the MD of Electronics Computers Nigeria Limited, a company I operated.
In 2007, I was elected to represent Akwa Ibom State constituency in these chambers. That was the 4th Assembly. I was the Chairman House Committee on Rules, Business, Privileges and Ethics. In 2021, I was re-elected to these hollow chambers. At that time, I chaired a House Committee on Special Duties. In 2017, I was appointed Commissioner 1 in Local Government Service Commission. In 2019, I was elected to the House of Representatives to represent the good people of Akwa Ibom, Esenudin, and Obodokara. In 2024, I was appointed by His Excellency Pastor Umoino, PhD, as Honorary Special Advisor on National Assembly Liaison. I am happily married with 5 children. I have held several positions of authority as listed in my CV. I've also held several chieftaincy titles. Those are also listed on my CV. I've won several academic awards. They are there on my CV. My hobby is cooking and feeding my supporters. That is why my slogan is chop alone, die alone. I want to thank Mr. Speaker and honorable members for giving me this privilege to stand before you. I thank particularly my member, I call him handsome member representing Akwa Ibom State constituency. Finally, I would like to, my first love has always been lawmaking. For decades, I've been in a situation where critical decisions are taken by all in favor say aye, all against say nay. I thank His Excellency for finding me fit to metamorphose me from the legislative arm to the executive arm. And I believe that the experience I have gathered both in these hollow chambers and in Abuja will make me add value to their Arise agenda. I thank you very much, honorable members and speaker.
Thank you, Right Honorable Sika Ekong, the man that has gathered experience, the man that has not stayed in the House for even 1 year. He will move from this position to another position. I'm very happy for you. Let me call on your representative, Honorable Jerry Otu, to have a word so that you can bow and go after his word of support for you.
Very much, Right Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, leadership, members. It is a privilege that I'm standing as a grandson, if I may to follow the way of our governor. One that says he's a grandson of some political leaders. I'm his grandson because you could see after he came on board and he stayed 8 years and left, Right Honorable Don Tekbere stepped in as my father, and so I have the right to say I'm his grandson, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the man standing in front of you, you can see he's ready to work. He came with his complete suit. And not just that, it is what we call the beauty and brains. He has all these qualities. And it will also interest you to know that 2019, I contested with him, but he had a superior power, so we were told to step down, and we did that respectfully. And I would say, people will explain that to you. So I'm right in support of what the governor has done for Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom is a special local government, the oldest in West Africa. So we need the best, and he's the best. So I believe with all these qualities, I have no other choice than to plead with Mr. Speaker. Let a very senior legislator take a bow and go. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, honorable members. It is the wish of this House, because this man has served in these chambers for 2 terms, and I serve in the Federal House, and also Honorable Special Advisor to His Excellency. It is the wish of this House that Ntika Akon should take a bow and go and perform, go and be committed, go and work for the people of Akwa Ibom State. You have the leave of the Speaker to take a bow, sir. Thank you very much. Right Honorable Liz Ekpenyong Mbo, former member of Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. You have my leave, sign of arm. Thank you. Right Honorable Alice Ekpenyong, you are here in Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly chambers. You have been nominated by His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State to serve in his cabinet as a commissioner or special advisor. You were screened by the standing committee of this House. Today you are here in front of all the members. Can you please just tell us who you are and what you are going to do to assist His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State in his own Arise agenda for people of Akwa Ibom? You have the floor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker, the principal officers of the House, and other honorable members. My name is Alice Ekpenyong, Right Honorable Alice Ekpenyong. I'm from Bo local government. I once represented that state constituency in this honorable House. I was born in 1966 from Odonwoko local government, married to a man in Bo local government, late Dr. Ekpenyong Okon Ekpenyong. I actually started my political career in Odonwoko local government as a supervisor in the local government, and then came into the House of Assembly in 2007 through 2015, 2 tenures. I once became a chief whip of this honorable house. Mr. Speaker, I got appointed into the Federal Hospital Management Board by the federal government, serving under Federal Medical Center Yenagua. And then also appointed as a senior special assistant to Governor Udom Emmanuel, the former governor of Akwa Ibom State, as a SSC on skill development. And then I got appointed as a honorary special advisor by the present governor, a position that I'm still holding till date, and I'm sure after this confirmation, if I'm confirmed today, that I will relinquish that position.
You are right.
Your Excellency, standing before you here today, I've already introduced myself. You know me too well and other House members here. Thank you for allowing me to come into this hallowed chamber. And thank you. Thank you for allowing me to the hallowed chamber. I am fully aware of the arise agenda of His Excellency, and I'm not going to do anything less, but even more than what we know the arise agenda stands for, and whatever His Excellency will ask us to do. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Let me call on the Chief Whip to give us his supporting mandate.
You will speak for the good people of Imbo State constituency. Mr. Speaker, I will interest you to know Mali Standing she's from my constituency. And I'm the one representing her. She sat in this place I'm sitting some years ago. Mr. Speaker, Mali Standing, I used to call her Mali, and that's how we called her, has a very strong will in academics. Mr. Speaker, she has a BA in the Bachelor of Science, and awaiting getting his PhD. Mr. Speaker, Madam Standing, Mali, like I said, from Bo, she started her political career in 1999 as a supervisor in Irunko. Before, in 1979, she now contested and represented Mbo in this Alo chamber. Mr. Speaker, Mali Standing is a very strong politician in Mbo. She carries the women along, and I don't have any doubt for the appointment, the governor putting her name as the commissioner designate. I know she coming to Mbo politics. It will reduce more pressure in Mbo to carry the women along, and we're going to work together. Mr. Speaker, she has served in the small-scale industry, which the governor had appointed one time a special advisor, and she has done well to save the women. And I know if given to carry the women, if the commissioner will give him that portfolio, either the women are first, she will do more. So, Mr. Speaker, myself and the Mbo community want to thank the governor for endorsing, sending her name as one of the commissioner designates. So I don't have any hesitation not to support what the governor has said. And the Mbo and the other said we should say thank you very much and let her bow and go as the former Chief Whip. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, the Chief Whip of the House. Thank you, Right Honorable Olise Ekpenyong. It's the wish of this House, since we have served here before, I should take a bow and go. I know the Chief Whip is lobbying His Excellency for you to be a commissioner of this or that. It's the prerogative of the governor to tell you where you are going to serve. So you can take a bow and go. Thank you. Can you bring in Frank Achibom? Eket. Thank you. You have my leave. Sign of arm. Thank you, the immediate past commissioner. You are here in the chambers of Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. You have been nominated by His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom to serve in his cabinet, either as a commissioner or special advisor. You were screened by committee, standing committee of this house. Today you are here, and you used to be here, and you have been here before. And you know the rudiment of the house and the chambers. And you have been a very supportive commissioner for the His Excellency and the entire people of Akwa Ibom. Said, please, we will still need to know whether you have changed. Maybe you have changed your name, you've changed your dress, you've changed things that we were thinking that you are still the commissioner that we knew some time ago. Frank Achibong, you have the floor.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker, Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, and very respected members of the House of Assembly, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mbitong, the first Frank Achibong. I'm from Eked local government area of Akwa Ibom State. In the course of my sojourn on earth, have served as supervisor, and even before then, I had my primary education in primary school, state school 2 in Rumomasi. I went to Methodist Boys High School, and of course the University of Uyo, where I had my BSc and my master's degrees. Served as supervisor in Eked local government, served as secretary of Eked local government area. I had a stint in the Law Reforms Commission as Commissioner 4 of the Commission, and then also served as chairman of Eked local government, of which my colleagues graciously nominated me to be the chairman of Algon. And in the national, I also served as the treasurer of Algon in the national. While still serving as the chairman of Eked, I was whisked into the State Executive Council. I think that's the first of its kind in the history of Akwa Ibom State, where a serving chairman was elevated to the position of commissioner. And as God would have it, His Excellency Pastor Omoyeno, when he assumed office, also nominated me to serve as his commissioner in the state cabinet, a position I held until the cabinet was dissolved. And graciously, he has also nominated me again to serve in the State Executive Council. And a few days ago, he also mentioned that in the incoming executive, if I am cleared by the House of Assembly, will serve as the Dean of the College of Commissioners. I am willing, and I know I have the ability to support His Excellency Pastor Omoyeno, because he has been a compassionate governor. He has served Akwa Ibom with empathy. He has served Akwa Ibom diligently. He has served Akwa Ibom the way a governor should serve Akwa Ibom. And if I am cleared by the House, I will, with the best of my abilities.
Which one are you referring to?
I mean member representing the people of Eked State constituency. After that, member Nzirubiom. Thank you, Eked. You have the floor.
Thank you so very much, the Right Honorable Speaker, leadership, ranking members, very distinguished and respected colleagues, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen in the gallery. I am Honorable Nsidebe Akata, PhD, and by the grace of God, I represent the people of Ekete constituency in this hallowed chamber. Honorable Speaker, I am here to present and, of course, introduce Honorable Frank Achibong to us. And again, the name Honorable Frank Achibong, I'm very sure is not unfamiliar to us in these chambers for so many good reasons. I want to say one, and that one reason is the fact that he has the highest regards and respect for established institutions of governance, which this House of Assembly is one. Honorable Speaker, well, he said so many about himself, but it's also important for us to note that he is a faithful, a committed, and a loyal member of our great party, the People's Democratic Party, who had contributed immeasurably and selflessly to the growth, development, and sustenance of our party, to the extent that the dominance and prominence of PDP in the state to be called, for Akwa Ibom to be called a PDP state, I mean, he is a strong advocate and actor in that wise. Well, he said that, we have heard, he has grown through the ranks in his political career. I don't need to go through that. But let me quickly say that his contributions to good governance and his full support to the Arise agenda of this current administration of His Excellency Pastor Mobaseno have been unparalleled. The most recent was when he was returned as the Commissioner, Honorable Commissioner for Local Governments and Chieftaincy Affairs, where he showed exemplary leadership. In short, he was outstanding, and of course, he was flawless in his services to the people. Well, Frank Achibong manifests exemplary good character. He is very reliable, he's very committed, very hardworking, he's focused, result-oriented, and with very high sense of responsibility. Honorable Speaker, in his assigned duties or wherever he finds himself, he stands tallest in the midst of his contemporaries. While he was addressing us here, I could hear someone in this part of the gallery saying, no wonder he is reappointed for another time to serve in the Executive Council. Yes, in 2020 July, he was here, like he said. In 2023, 3 years after, he was also here. And 19 months after that today, he is here to be confirmed as an Honorable Commissioner in the Executive Council. Well, there are so many things I would say about it, but they used to say that a good product sells itself before it gets to the market. I want to modify slightly to say that a good product does not only sell itself before it gets to the market, but it sells itself even before the market day. So I want to introduce and present to us here a good product in the person of Honorable Frank Achibong for confirmation into the Akwa Ibom State Executive Council. And except there is any one of us here who has something completely different that we don't know to ask him, I would ask that by your leave, he should take a bow. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you, Honorable Akata. Nzidibe Akata, I know if we give you time, you will talk the next 2 hours. I want to thank every one of us, and we have seen that our own, like the member representing Eket said, he has no option than to take a bow. And before now, he was nominated as the Dean of Commissioners. So, Dean, take a bow. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Observation, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Please,
Mr. Speaker, I think you should...
If you are walking out, keep quiet and go out, please. If you are going out, just keep quiet and go out, please. The assembly is in session. Can you call Captain Inyebong Ekong? Please, this is Allo Chambers. We don't make noise here. You can please go out. If you want to have any discussion with your partner, you can go outside, sir. Or the sergeant of arms. You have my leave. Thank you, sir. Yes, Honorable Captain Inyebong Ekong, retired. You are from Sirubium, where the governor is from. You are here in the chambers of Akwa Ibom House of Assembly. You have been nominated by His Excellency, the governor of Akwa Ibom State, to serve in his cabinet as a commissioner. You were screened by the standing committee of this house. And today, you are not going in for screening again. You are just coming into the Allo Chambers for us to see you and for you to tell us how you are going to work with His Excellency, our governor, to actualize the Arise agenda of his government. You have the floor, Captain.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, respected members of this Allo Chambers, fellow Akwa Ibomites. Mr. Speaker, I come from a very humble background. I was born in 1966 in a little town of Chanshag, Niger State, from Ikorok Bafuk, Ndia in Sirubium local government. Mr. Speaker, I had my early education in Boys Primary School, Anua. I went to Federal Government College, Ikotek, Benin. I attended Nigerian Defense Academy for my first degree. I further studied Masters in Business Administration in University of Calabar. I came out of there. I decided to go into pure arts and read Peace and Conflict Studies in University of Uyo. And as I speak, Mr. Speaker, I'm a PhD intendee in University of Uyo in Peace and Conflict. Mr. Speaker, I'm married, though widowed, but I have 3 beautiful children who are boys to me. Mr. Speaker, I had opportunities to serve this state as a local government chairman, as a special assistant to the governor of security matters, as a senior special assistant to the governor of special services, as a commissioner in the first term for lands and housing, and as a commissioner in the second term for lands and town planning. Mr. Speaker, I stand before you today. If you clear, by the grace of God, I shall also be a commissioner again. As I speak, Mr. Speaker, and coming from the benefit of hindsight, I was the commissioner for lands. And the Arise agenda of Pastor Umoino, His Excellency the Governor, is hanged on agriculture, rural development, infrastructure, security, and educational advancement. Everything lands on land. And I'm a foundation member of the structures of the Arise agenda. So I am very well positioned, very well schooled, very well experienced to hang on the 5 anchors of the Arise agenda, being the custodian of lands. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I happen to, by benefit of providence, come from the same local government area with His Excellency the Governor. I'm the only person who cannot blackmail him. Anytime I talk to anybody, they will find out that if I'm not loyal to my brother, I cannot be loyal to anybody else. I carry that burden, and I seek to serve Akwa Ibom people with that history, that I come from a structure that I cannot have the body of Esau and the voice of Jacob. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Commissioner, that will be cleared very soon. Let me call on the member representing the group of Msurubiom, whether you have been working very well with him in the past years that have been a commissioner, and he will also be reporting progress to the House. So, Member Msurubiom, you have the floor to tell us how you have been supporting, how you are going to support, how you are going to work with the one standing there, my son, Captain Iniebong Ekong.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Otobong Effiong Bob, and I speak for the good people of Nsurubiom State constituency, including His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, standing this afternoon before this Honorable House is Captain Iniebong Ekong, otherwise known in Akwa Ibom State as Ikwa Fan 1. My constituent, my friend, my brother, and a father. Mr. Speaker, I think I would depart totally from the approach of my friend and brother, Member Eket, who spent a lot of time addressing his own nominee. My nominee doesn't need that kind of address. But I will refer this House to the CV of my nominee. If you flip to the last page of his CV, under the item referees, you see referee 1, General Abdusalami Abubakar, a former head of state and a representative of the federal. You flip to referee 2, you will see Senator Dr. Godswill Obot Akpabio, GCFR, the Senate President and a former governor of Akwa Ibom State. And then you flip to number 3, you will see His Excellency Mr. Udom Emmanuel, our former governor and our beloved boss. And lastly, he might have skipped to put it on this particular paper, but his fourth and the most important referee is his sponsor and his nominator to be commissioner today, our governor, Pastor Umar Basi, PhD. Mr. Speaker, I don't think there's any other CV that will come before us today that will boast these men of timber and caliber as referees. So, Mr. Speaker, it's on that note that I ask that Captain Iniebong Ekong, with this kind of intimidating referees, please immediately take a bow and go. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The Deputy Leader of the House, Captain Iniebong Ekong, you heard from your member representing you, and we have seen the referee, as he said, intimidating referees, and we know that you have been behaving very well. You have been doing your job very well. That is why you have those people supporting you. And to say it all, you have been a friend to this 8th Assembly. And for that, you take a bow and go. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bob, Mr. Bob Ona. You are permitted. Yes, Mr. Membob, you are here in the hallowed chambers of Akwa Ibom House of Assembly. You have been nominated by His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, to serve in his cabinet as a commissioner or special advisor. You were screened by the standing committee of this house. Today you are here to tell us who you are and how you are going to work with His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, to actualize the benefit of Arise agenda to the people of Akwa Ibom. You have the floor, Mr. Bob.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the leadership of the 8th Assembly and the distinguished members of Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. My name is Mr. Almond Bob, a native of Umpaito from Ona local government area. I graduated from University of Uyo, my first degree, and I proceeded to University of Port Harcourt, where I earned my MBA in Business Administration. After my schooling days, I started my career in banking. I stand here to say that I am a financial expert. And this has spanned over 23 years in the banking sector. And I've worked with several banks, and all through the period have been able to impact positively in the growth of the balance sheets and the profitability of those banks. Prominent among them happen to be the United Bank for Africa, Heritage Bank. I've worked with Fidelity Bank. I've worked with All State Trust Bank. And I made a return to UBA, where I was appointed a commissioner in the last administration. And during the period, I served as the Commissioner for Economic Development. And I was able to impact positively on the lives of the people of Akwa Ibom State through the implementation of the Arise agenda, the economic blueprint of His Excellency, the Governor. And as we are all aware, I was assigned to Minister of Economic Development. And Minister of Economic Development is like a hub to all the other MDAs of the state. And one of the mandates of the ministry is for us to prepare the capital budget. The capital budget of Akwa Ibom State. Permit me, Mr. Speaker, to share with you in the success of His Excellency in the implementation of the 2024 budget, where he earned 79.9%. It is record-breaking achievement. And beyond that, We have also helped His Excellency the Governor in setting up, in the preparation of the medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper, where certain indices are pegged that guides the budget preparation in terms of the exchange rates, in terms of the inflation at the time, and in terms of the oil production expectation. Those are the items that shapes every project preparation, where we carry the entire Akwa Ibom and all the MDAs along, and also include the citizen-dominated project, of which the government is not run and prepare the budget alone. We do what we call the need assessment, in line following the approval of His Excellency the Governor, thereby to determine the critical needs of all the local government and all of the people of Akwa Ibom State. Beyond that, I've served as the chairman steering committee of AKKS, where over 150,000 lives has been touched across the local governments of the state. We have also assisted the state governor in the update and the update of the social register. And this register has been a verified document that you can reach out to the people, to the vulnerable people across the state. The governor came in and mandated us that we should do the update. And we've done that. People and the lives have been touched. During the period too, we do work with multilateral and donor partners in the state. And this has impacted in so many ways. And again, I have been, because of my expertise, I was appointed.
Honorable Commissioner Nominee, please. We know who you are, we know what you can do. The time that you want to use will be so enormous. So please, I want to thank you very much for what you have been doing in Akwa Ibom State and for what you are coming to do again. So let me call on your representative, the leader of the 8th Assembly, to tell us whether it's working with you closely. What we need most is how is the PDP going on in Una local government. You know all the achievements, but we want the PDP to be sustained in Una. Are you working closely? Are you working together with the House of Assembly member? So it's time for the leader of the House to tell us more about you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker. My name remains Honorable Sunday Udofo Johnny, representing the good people of Una State constituency. By the special grace of God, the leader of this House. Standing before you this afternoon is Mr. Almond Bob, a distinguished son of Una State constituency, which I have the privilege to represent him. He is from Mkpaito village and Una local government area. Mr. Bob, Mr. Speaker, is a dedicated, passionate member of our great party, PDP, and has paid his dues up to date. Mr. Speaker, as a former ESCO member, Mr. Bob has made significant contribution to the progress and development of our beloved state, Mr. Speaker. So on that note, Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the compassionate governor for reappointing him to the state ESCO again. I also appreciate the support of UNA political leader, the immediate past governor, who released Mr. Bob to serve our current governor. Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues, having listened to his presentation, I know if you give him time, he would have given you more update on what he has. But for once of time, Mr. Speaker, I present, based on his presentation and his profile, I respectfully request that this Honorable House allow him to take a bow and leave. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, the leader. If the leader says you should take a bow, that means the entire House have agreed that you should take a bow. So, Mr. Membob, take a bow, go and serve the people of Akwa Ibom State as you used to. Do more than what you used to do. Thank you very much. Take a bow and go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Professor Ibanga Mbareni. You have my leave. Yes, Professor Ibanga, you are here in the chambers of Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. You have been nominated by His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State's cabinet as a commissioner. You were screened by the standing committee of this House 2 days ago, and they told us that all your documents, all your credentials were in order. Today, you are standing before the entire members of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, the 8th Assembly. Please, just tell us how you are going to work with His Excellency to achieve the Arise agenda of His Excellency. Whether you are going to abandon the roads, whether you are going to abandon the gutters, whether you are going to abandon other projects. You have been the Commissioner for Works, and if you are abandoned, it means you have not worked well. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and other members of this hallowed chamber. I am Professor James Ibara from Iparenin local government area. On the 5th of June 1956, I've gone through all schools, mainly local, Regina Cheli, my village school. And after that, I went to University of Ife, first degree, second degree, and University of Nigeria, Nsukka, where I had my PhD. And I've worked in so many universities in this country, from University of Calabar, University of Nasarawa State University, University of Agriculture, Makodi, and finally University of Rio. And during the course of my sojourn in the academics, I ended up being the Vice Chancellor of Akwa Ibom State University, 2015 to 2020. And immediately after that, I was made, on the 3rd of August 2020, I was made the Honorary Commissioner for Works. During the course of my journey on earth and duties to both state, federal, and everywhere, I've been first focused, dedicated, loyal, both to the system and to the communities. I've worked I am one of those that helped to bring up Akwa Ibom State University to where it was before I disengaged. I've worked 2 terms. First term as a Commissioner for Works and Fire Service. I followed the dictates of my boss. First, loyalty, followed the blueprint, then it was a Takada agenda, and I came in to rescue most of the roads and brought them to speed. And after that, on the 23rd of July 2023, I was reappointed into the same position in which I was until the ESCO was dissolved. I believe in the Arise agenda. You know, this government came with a standard blueprint, and I participated in the preparation of the budget, and I know His Excellency is focused on whatever he wants to do in respect of roads, which I can speak to my assignments. And we made sure that all jobs awarded met the specification for good delivery. And we made sure that we gave back the roads to the project engineers, supervision top-notch, made sure that any contractor that didn't meet our specification, we sanctioned. During the course of my tenure, we have terminated up to 4 roads, and some of them have been re-awarded. And I'm sure if I'm privileged to continue in that office, definitely I'm going to double my efforts to make sure that the projects of His Excellency, the project of the state, the project of the people is delivered on time and perfectly well. I so submit, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Designate. You are not going to anywhere. You are going to finish your project. Don't tell us if I am given the opportunity. You will be given the opportunity to serve as a Commissioner for Works and Fire Service so that you go and complete your works, most especially my road. Thank you very much. Let me call on the member that is representing you. I don't know whether you are working very close with him, you know, to make sure PDP is sustained in Bahrain. So let him tell us whether you are still working together to make sure that Bahrain is PDP and PDP is in Bahrain. Member representing the group of Bahrain, you have the floor.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you, leadership, ranking members, and my dear colleagues. Mr. Speaker, first of all, let me thank God for an exciting day like this. Right from when we came to this chamber, it has been a wonderful moment. And let me also join my colleagues who have spoken earlier to thank our governor, Pastor Mo Basieno, for appointing one of Mkparenin's finest gentlemen and leader as a commissioner designate in Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, also today is another solemn moment for me as a son to speak and present the father. Professor James Ibanga, standing before us, is a dedicated and committed party member of PDP. He has come into Mkparenin politics to lead the way, to show the way, and that could be seen in the results of the last elections of PDP in Mkparenin. He's a team player, he's a motivator, he's an embodiment of encouragement. And he is also known as Professor Mbomodo, a man who came into the system to make us understand that every man who works must be compensated, not work and dump, but work and be rewarded. So he has come in to stabilize the politics of Mkparenin, in which we are very, very grateful for that. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, Professor James Ibanga, standing before us, has a sterling and a comprehensive qualification, academic qualification. My brother Nsurubium brought in the referees of the Commissioner for Nsrubium. Today, we may not have that kind of big-name referees, but a man who has published from this resume more than 60 publications, internationally acclaimed and approved. It shows he's a serious man, it shows he's committed, it shows he's focused. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, Professor James Ibanga can be likened to what we used to say that a golden fish has no hiding place. He served as the Vice Chancellor in Akwa Ibom State University, where he performed creditably well. And that was noticed by the immediate past governor, who now brought him up and then gave him another opportunity to serve the state in the capacity as the Commissioner for Works. When he came on board, we all knew the decay that was there in the Ministry of Works. He came in with his golden fingers and made sure that so many encumbrances that were there were trashed, the roads that were abandoned were fixed, and the ones that were not given approvals, necessary actions were taken for those roads to be captured, at least for the essence that those roads are meant for Akwa Ibomites. So he came in and then transformed the Ministry of Works and Housing, Ministry of Works and Fire Service, to a ministry that could be likened to things are done in time, on time, and with specifications.
Thank you,
Mr.
member.
Speaker,
Thank you, member representing the group.
Mr. Speaker,
I know if I give you the time, you will continue from one to the other. We know who the commissioner standing there is. The only thing, you can sit down, sir. Thank you very much. The only thing that we are surprised today is that he has not come with his two handkerchiefs. Is there inside the pocket? Okay. Thank you very much, Honorable Commissioner. You are part of us. You are part of the government that is doing very well. We've seen your works, and that is why you are working in the Ministry of Works and Fire Service. With that, it behoves on this house to ask you to take a bow and go and continue with your work. Don't abandon any work, so that we will use what you have done to do our campaign come 2027. Thank you. Take a bow and go. Thank you. Yes, Comrade Iniemebong Essien Ibiono. You have my leave. Thank you, Comrade Iniemebong Essien. You are here in the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly chambers. You have been nominated by His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State to serve in his cabinet as a commissioner. You were screened by the standing committee of this house, and you are not here to be screened any longer. You are coming here to tell us in brief so that we can attend to others. I know if we are allowed you to talk, you will not go from this place. Just in brief, how you are going to work with His Excellency to actualize his Arise agenda, which you have done already. You need to go and work with him to actualize it. So remember, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, members of the leadership of this House, honorable members, especially the honorable member representing Akwa Ibom State constituency. Comrade Iniemebong is my name. I was born on the 7th day of November, 1983. I attended Nursery School at Holy Child International Nursery School. I attended the prestigious Lutheran High School of Boridom, the prestigious St. Mary Science College. I have 2 first degrees from the University of Uyo, a master's degree from that university, another master's from the King's College London. I'm currently studying for my PhD. I'm a lawyer by training. I'm an advocate for good causes. I'm a peace advocate and conflict analyst. That is not why we are here, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first let me start by thanking you. I've had the privilege of appearing before this hallowed chamber thrice, 2 under your leadership. First under the last assembly. And first I must start by thanking this parliament for the clearance given me in those 2 previous times. Those clearance gave me the opportunity to add to my degrees of serving this state. I can say that I've dedicated my life to public service and learning. And therefore, I served as Commissioner for Information in the tenure of the immediate past governor and also of this governor. And His Excellency the Governor has magnanimously nominated me to serve. Leadership clearly is the ability to change previously unpalatable circumstances to newer circumstances. Therefore, it's a consistent motion where things are changing for the better. The Arise agenda is the fulcrum within which His Excellency the Governor wants to be accessed. And therefore, everything done within the ambit of his administration draws from the Arise agenda. But, Mr. Speaker, truth be spoken, is that the governor invites us. We are not privileged as you are to be elected on a different mandate. We are invited by the governor to deliver on his mandate. And it is in that capacity that what he sends we do. And therefore, we owe loyalty first to God, second to the state, third to His Excellency the Governor. Mr. Speaker, standing here, I inform you that Ini Emeobong is available to show loyalty to God, loyalty to the state, and loyalty to my appointer, His Excellency the Governor. I rest my case, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for being so brief this time around. Let me call on your member representing you in the Akwa Ibom Senators of Assembly to tell us how you are relating to sustain PDP in Ibom. Because I know with you and the member of this Hello Chambers, Ibom will give us 100% votes come 2027. Honorable member representing the good people of Ibiono, you have the floor. Very brief too, because I don't know what is wrong with Ibiono people. They can talk.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My dear colleagues, my name is Moses Essien, and I speak for the good people of the Ibom State constituency, including the nominee of the governor for a member of the State Executive Council. Mr. Speaker, today I don't want to speak much, but I want to chronicle my statement from the Bible portion that I have. Only two phases is shut down. And I want to refer to Genesis chapter 50, verses 15 to 21. And it says, after the death of their father, this is the story of Joseph. Joseph's brothers said, what if Joseph still had us and plans to pay us back for all the harm we did to him? So they sent a message to Joseph, before your father died. He told us to ask you, please, forgive the crime your brothers committed when they wronged you. Now, please, forgive us the wrong that we, the servants of your fathers, God, have done. Joseph cried when he received this message. Then his brother himself come and bow down before him. Please, can you bow? Here we are before you as your slaves, they said. But Joseph said to them, don't be afraid. I can't put myself in the place of God. You plotted evil against me, but God turned it into good, in order to preserve the lives of many people who are alive today because of what happened. Mr. Speaker, I present to you Comrade Ini Emeobong Essien. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, the pastor of today. Sorry, we don't clap here. We don't clap here. We don't clap here. When we are here, we don't clap. Sorry. Comrade Inyebong, we've seen your good works in the past time you have served as a commissioner. You've seen your relationship with the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. You've seen the commitment you have shown to the government and the loyalty you have shown to the government. So on that note, you were screened. Today is just for us to hear how are you going to work with the Arise agenda of His Excellency. And you have told us that you were part and parcel of the Arise agenda. And we are going to pilot the Arise agenda to the end. So we want to congratulate you and ask you to take a bow and leave. Thank you very much. Thank you. Dr. Ofyong Ofo. You have my leave. Thank you, Dr. Ofyong Samuel Afo from INE. You are here in the chambers of Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. You have been nominated by His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State to serve in his cabinet as a commissioner. You were screened by the standing committee of this house, and today the entire House of Assembly wants to see you and for you to tell us how you are going to work with His Excellency the Governor to actualize the goals of Arise agenda. Dr. Fyong Ofo, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Distinguished leadership of the 8th Assembly, distinguished honorable members of the Assembly. My name is Ofyong Samuel Afo. I had my primary education in University of Calabar Staff School, moved on to Holy Child Secondary School, Calabar. For my secondary education, had my first degree from the Department of Agricultural Economics and Extension, University of Calabar, graduated with second class upper division. Went on to Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, Mudike, for my Masters of Science in Agricultural Economics, and then to the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, for a Doctor of Philosophy in Agricultural Finance and Project Analysis. I've worked in several places. Have worked as the head of Human Resources and Administration in a bank. Have worked as a farm manager. Have worked in a women empowerment project called Power, Partnership Opportunities for Women Empowerment Realization, which empowered women farmers in cooperative groups. And taught in the university as a lecturer in the Department of Agricultural Economics and Extension in Akwa Ibom State University before I was brought in as Commissioner for Agriculture in the past administration, reappointed as Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development in Pastor Moino's administration, and through His Excellency's magnanimity, and if I'm cleared by the House of Assembly, to be reappointed into EXCO. When I served as Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development, in fulfillment of the Arise agenda of this administration, which is anchored on agricultural revolution, followed by rural development, infrastructural maintenance, security management, and educational advancement. The fulcrum of our activities in Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development was to see how to support farmers in land development, support farmers in, give them input support, give them technical support. And His Excellency has done a lot in agriculture by revolutionizing the mindset of people to see that agric is not meant for the people in the village, that hunger has no respect for class or gender, that everyone has to go back to the farm. And he has drummed that effectively into the consciousness of Akwa Ibomites, which has resulted in varying accomplishments in that sector. We have seen that more people are engaged in farming now. We have seen that more public schools, we reached out to more public schools. So much has been done in agriculture. Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you so much.
We don't want you to go on and on. Any other time we will call you to come and tell us what you've done so far in the Ministry of... For today, let me call on your member representing the people of INE. Let him tell us, because the most important thing about us as members of this House is to return PDP come 2027. Whether it's working very close with you to sustain the People's Democratic Party in the local government, and your relationship with him and other people in the local government. So, Member INE, you have the floor. This is your constituent.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Be very brief. You know, I know you talk a lot, but be very brief.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Lawrence Udoide, and by the grace of God, I am the member representing Dr. Mrs. Ofo and thousands of others from INE, local government area. Mr. Speaker, first and foremost, let me thank God Almighty for the privilege He has given to our sister to be nominated by His Excellency the Governor for the position of a commissioner. Let me also extend our gratitude from the entire people of INE State Constituency to His Excellency the Governor for giving her another opportunity to serve Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, coincidentally, Dr. Mr. Ofo just came in after the exit of Comrade Niememebong, and the Bible quotes by a member representing Ibiono from Genesis 50 is still very fresh in my memory. Mr. Speaker, I will not quote that same Bible portion because Dr. Mrs. Ofo has never plotted any evil against me, and I'm sure she would never plot any evil against me, nor Akwa Ibom State. Dr. Mrs. Ofo, beautifully dressed, very humble, but very intelligent. She was part of the completion agenda of His Excellency Pastor Mr. Udomi Emmanuel, and after that, God found her again to be part of the Arise agenda of His Excellency Pastor Moino. And today, by the grace of God and the benevolence of His Excellency Pastor Moino, she has been appointed again to serve the people of Akwa Ibom State. We are proud of her. She has delivered. She delivered in the completion agenda. She delivered in the Arise agenda. And this is our third term in the Arise agenda. And so we have so much confidence that because she has delivered twice, there is no gainsaying of the fact that she is going to deliver in the next dispensation that she is going in. She is a lover of the party. She is a lover of our people. She is married to Dr. Samuel Ofo, and she comes from a ward called Itumbrus, or Ward 3 in the local government area. We are working in synergy to ensure that we sustain the party at the grassroots level, that will ultimately give His Excellency the Governor a winning vote, even more than what we gave in the 2023 election, come 2027. So the people of INE were happy with Dr. Ofo. I like the way she appeared today, very beautifully dressed. Please don't go without taking a picture with me.
Thank you very much, Member.
So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I know that parliamentarian has the opportunity and the privilege to be given, to be asked to take a bow. I know Dr. Ford is your daughter very well. And because she has delivered, I want to please ask Mr. Speaker and this Honorable House that she should be given that privilege to take a bow and leave. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you very much. Dr. Afyong Samuel, for my daughter, rightly said, she has performed very well. She's done very well. She will continue to do very well. So you take a bow by the leave of this house and go and start your work. Dr. Ford, take a bow and go. Thank you. Thank you. Honorable members, please, we are concentrating on we have the ranking commissioners, those people that have served before, at least let them come out so that you have that respect for them. And after that, I will do another thing. And let me call on the Uko Esien Udom, SAN, Etinan. Very late. You have my leave. Thank you, Uko Esien Udom, SN. You are here in the chambers of Akwa Ibom Assembly. You have been nominated by His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, to serve in his cabinet as a commissioner. You were screened by the standing committee of this house. Today, you are just here to tell us how you are going to work with His Excellency, the Governor, to achieve his agenda for the people of Akwa Ibom State. Just in 1 minute. And after that, your member will have a word or two so that you can leave us. Thank you very much. You have the floor.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you, the leadership of the House and honorable members of the House of Assembly. My name is Uko Esien Udom. I'm a lawyer by profession. I did my secondary school education at the International School Ibadan and also Holy Family College, Abak. Then I studied at College of Technology, Calabar, before proceeding to the United Kingdom to study law at the Manchester Metropolitan University. I went to the law school in 1982 and was called to the bar in 1983. In 2013, I was invited into the inner bar to practice as a senior advocate of Nigeria. I practiced law cumulatively, non-stop, for 42 years. And in 2021, I was invited by Governor Dum Emmanuel to serve as Attorney General, Commissioner for Justice, and I continued in that office in the last government of Governor Omoino up to January 2025. If I'm confirmed by this honorable House, I believe the legal aspect of the Arise agenda is the creating the legal enabling environment to ground the policies of the Arise agenda. The Arise agenda introduces many novel areas that are not backed by law. Over the past 2 years, we have passed, with the assistance of this honorable House, several pieces of legislation that has made it possible for those aspects to be carried out. In agriculture, in rural development, infrastructure development and industrialization as well, security, the laws that were passed to create the new internal security platform here was actually to enable the Arise agenda to succeed in that aspect. We've had several pieces of MOUs and agreements that have been signed into effect to ensure that the parties, because many aspects of the agenda is carried out by third parties, so these agreements have been able to spell out the parameters that have made it possible to effect this agenda. So I count it as a very rare privilege to be invited here, and I know that I'm a stranger here. I think that's what it's called. And if I am cleared here, there's so much we can do. His Excellency is a workaholic. He drags with him some of us kicking, but we do follow and work very hard to ensure that we deliver on what his mandate is. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. The SN member Etinan, you have anything to add to that? Are you working very well together to make sure we sustain the tempo of PDP in Etinan?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues. My name remains Honorable Udwak Ekbuford, Etinan State Constituency. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for saving the best for nearly the last in the rank of the ranking commissioners. So in general, in the past 4 years, for the state, is the most learned, experienced, erudite, well-speaking, and the tallest nominee of His Excellency Pastor Umo Basieno. I thank the governor for choosing him. He hails from Ikorakmanya in Asuna clan in the brain baskets of Akwa Ibom State, Etinan LGA. Although some people, like my colleagues, the deputy leader and Prince Akwabio, will want to argue with me, you will all agree that 42 years of legal practice is enough for us to agree that he's the most learned of those who have come by so far. He was called to the bar in 1982, and he has been a founding member of Udom and Udom from the year 1984. Unknown to most of us in here, he has been instrumental to Umpadek. Umpadek happened before a large number of people were gone. It was contributory to the onshore-offshore dichotomy debacles, for which our humble AG defended Akwa Ibom State against the federal government and won. So all we've been enjoying as a state from His Excellency Governor Akpabio, His Excellency Governor Udom Emmanuel, and His Excellency Governor Umoino has been from his efforts. Mr. Speaker, my distinguished colleagues, I want to crave your indulgence to please join me and my constituents from Etinan to have the AG take a bow and continue his work for PDP, for Etinan, for Akwa Ibom State, and Nigeria as a whole. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Member Etinan. Thank you, SAN, immediate past Attorney General of Akwa Ibom State, and I'm very sure you are going to retain your office because some files you were working are still there. Some of the files you open up, you need to go and work on those files. So we ask you as a house to take a bow and go and wait so that you start your duties very soon. Thank you very much. Please call Mr. Nsikan Linus Nkan, Ibesikbo Sultan. You have my leave. Thank you, Mr. Nsika Linus Nkan. You are here in the chambers of Akwa Ibom House of Assembly. You have been nominated by His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State to serve in his cabinet. You have served in that cabinet before as a commissioner. You were screened by the standing committee of this house. Today, you are not coming for screening, but you are coming to tell us, is the budget okay for Akwa Ibom State? Is the budget that you have been making will help the Arise agenda of Excellency to succeed? As a financial expert, how are you taking Akwa Ibom State to 2031 with the governor that is seated now? You have the floor. Be very brief, sir.
Thank you, the Speaker, Deputy Speaker, the honorable members of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. Thank you very much, the Speaker, for the privilege given to me. I have to go straight to your questions, the Speaker. For instance, the budget of 2025, which I want to commend you very seriously, the House for accelerating the process of approving the budget, and it was signed into law, and His Excellency also assented, and that has helped us first to meet the deadline of the World Bank requirement for the SEBA program, which all the states in Nigeria participate. So really, thank you so much. Now, for the budget, that was one of the budget that His Excellency the Governor personally participated in ensuring that all that is necessary to drive his program of Arise agenda were taken into consideration. It was one budget that we had a different approach indeed, because His Excellency considered the need for Akwa Ibom State to actually ensure that we have very high performance achievement of the budget. Therefore, because he was there, he's a dreamer. He's the one that drives the state. He knows what he wants to do. In all the sectors of development, he ensured that everything in that budget was in line with his program, his vision to ensure that there is equitable development in Akwa Ibom. So I believe that that budget, fully implemented, would certainly take Akwa Ibom State to the next level in terms of development. And I believe this is 2025, the Speaker. And yes, we have a governor, by God graced, should be able to continue to do a budget to bring development into Akwa Ibom State up to 2031. I'm sure, as we have started very well, so we are going to continue in this state to ensure the budget of the state is such that will drive development, because that is the beginning of development program by any state. We basically ensure that what is in there, after we've collected all the input from the MDS, we screen them properly to ensure the alignment of all the inputs are with the visions and the development targets of His Excellency the Governor. So I believe we'll do better.
Thank you very much. We know you are a financial expert. You are going to work with His Excellency to drive Akwa Ibom State to a destination position. So let me call on your member to say a word or two, member representing the good people of Ibesikpo Asutan. Whether you are working very well together to make sure PDP is being sustained in the Ibesikpo Asutan. Member Ibesikpo, Engineer Ubong Atta.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker of the Eighth Assembly. Standing here is Honorable Pastor Ubong Esien Atta, the honorable member representing the peaceful, the prosperous, and the progressive people of Ibesikpo Asutan State constituency, including His Excellency Architect Obong Victor Atta, the former governor of Akwa Ibom State, the father of modern Akwa Ibom, and the champion of resource control. First of all, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the Almighty God, the Prince of Peace, for the peace he has sustained in Akwa Ibom State, and the King of Glory for opening doors for the nominees and for all of us seated here. May God's name be glorified in Jesus' name. I want to thank His Excellency, our leader, for his leadership dexterity in Akwa Ibom State and for nominating this distinguished professional in the person of Dr. Nsikan Linus Nkan, who is my constituent and a man of excellent record of service to the Akwa Ibom State, and for Ibesikbo Asuta. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you and the chairman of the Committee for Justice, Judiciary, Human Rights, and Public Petition for the swift and sound screening of the nominees of His Excellency, our leader. Mr. Speaker, standing before you is a man that was the chairman of the Electoral Committee in Ibesikbo Asutan in the last election, and Ibesikbo Asutan delivered over 15,000 votes of PDP in the last governorship election. Standing before you is an epitome of youth development, who has developed a lot of youths in Ibesikbo Asutan, a paragon of the maintenance of the elders. So many elders are happy. He has been maintaining them. And an embodiment of women mobilization and empowerment. Mr. Speaker, he is an asset to PDP in Ibesikbo Asutan and in Akwa Ibom State, especially that we have second term being endorsed and being established in Ibesikbo Asutan for Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly and the chairman. And we are sure that when he is brought in, he will...
Are you lobbying for your second term? Second term will be given to you on performance. Don't lobby here.
Mr. Speaker,
yes,
I want to assure you that Dr. Nkan will, in the next election, work to ensure that our leader, Pastor Moeno, wins his second term mandate. Mr. Speaker, this is in Ibesikbo Asutan, all the youths, the women, and the elders have called me, and they have endorsed the nomination of Dr. Nkan by His Excellency. We all accept him, and I humbly, at this moment, ask that you please ask the nominee of the governor to take a bow. Thank you, sir.
Why wouldn't he take a bow when we are expecting that he's going to do very well in the financial area, sectors, and most especially those areas that affect the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly? Let me, by the wish of this house, ask Dr. Nsikan Linus Nkan to take a bow and leave the house. Go and start your work. Thank you very much, sir. Let me...
Observation, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Speaker, upstanding is Otobong Bob, member representing Surubium. Mr. Speaker, I've raised before and I'm speaking again. The people moving around in the gallery should stop distracting members on the floor. We are doing very serious business here, sir.
Please, Dr. Emmanuel John Ekem Oruwonam, You can bring the wheelchair if possible. If possible, bring the wheelchair. You will sit on the wheelchair. Just bring the wheelchair. You have my leave. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Emmanuel John Ekem from Oronam. You are here in the chambers of Akwa Ibom House of Assembly. You have been nominated by His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State to serve in his cabinet as a commissioner or special advisor. You were screened by the standing committee of this house. Today, we just wanted to see you as a house and for you to tell us, at least very brief, how you are going to work with His Excellency the Governor to actualize the Arise agenda of His Excellency and for the benefit of people of Akwa Ibom. Doctor, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Principal officers of this House, distinguished and honorable members of the House, management staff of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. Mr. Speaker, please permit me to take a few minutes and introduce myself. My name is Dr. Ekem Emmanuel John. I'm from Ikorakpanodowan in Orukanam local government area. And I had my primary, secondary education in the Garden City of Port Harcourt. I obtained a Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery degrees from the prestigious University of Port Harcourt, from where I also hold a master's degree in occupational medicine. I'm currently studying at the University of Bath in the UK for a master's in public policy in order to help my work in public affairs. I'm also enrolled as a PhD student studying health systems management, again at the University of Port Harcourt. Mr. Speaker, I have a diverse work experience. I have worked in the private sector. I have worked with local government health facilities. I've worked with the state government health facilities. I've worked with the federal government health facilities. I've worked with the health space in the African Union, worked with Medicine Sans Frontiers. So I come with a broad range of experience, and which gives me a broad perspective to issues bedeviling the health sector. I currently serve. You asked a question, Mr. Speaker, how I would work with His Excellency the Governor. By God's divine election and special grace, I currently serve as Senior Special Assistant Medical and the personal physician to the Governor. In this role, I attend to very high-profile patients, offer my medical expertise in the most confidential manner. And I also work to provide health policy advisory to the Governor as the head of government. I liaise with the Ministry of Health and other parastatals within that sector. I have represented the state in very high-level meetings, including at the WHO meeting at the United Nations General Assembly in New York. And I think that my experience will be able to assist the Arise agenda, which stands for agri-revolution, tourism and environment, the rural development, including women and youth development, infrastructural advancement and maintenance, security management and sound health management, and economic advancement. Mr. Speaker, if this House gives me the opportunity to contribute my quota, you can be sure that you have a diligent son of Akwa Ibom standing before you. But as I round off, let me also say that my work in the public service has been recognized by 3 different government in 3 different nations, the United States of America, the Republic of Liberia, and the government of Nigeria, where I won an NYSC Presidential Honors Award. I would also say that I have been recognized by my peers in the health, having been awarded certificates of honor and excellence from doctors, pharmacists, optometrists, and even nurses. And so I present myself ready to serve the good people of Akwa Ibom and further the agenda of His Excellency the Governor, if this House so graciously permits. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ikem. We know you are doing very well. But let me ask your member representing the people of Orowanam and the deputy whip of this House, you just have a word so that you can have your leave. Thank you, Member Orowanam.
Thank you very much, the Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues. My name is Samson Bernard Idiong. I represent the good and the humble people of Orowanam State Constituency, and by the grace of God, the Deputy Chief Whip of this 8th Assembly. Mr. Speaker, let me first of all thank God for making this day possible. I would say it's the Lord's doing, and it's marvelous in our hearts, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I want to sincerely thank His Excellency for nominating my brother standing before us in this hallowed chamber. Mr. Speaker, Dr. Ikem, as he said, is a team player. Despite the challenge he's having, he's a very committed member of the party. Mr. Speaker, I will not want to really spend his time here because we can all see that he's not really feeling fine. But I want to assure us that Mr. Dr. Ikem rather has been committed to whatsoever we do in my constituency. He's a very team player, as I said, and as he said, he's a personal physician to the governor. So, Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues, I will urge this House to please ask Dr. Ikem to take a bow. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, you've heard from the Commissioner Designate and the member representing the people of Orowanam. It is a wish of this House that he, Dr. Ikem, take a bow and go so that he will go and serve the people of Akwa Ibom State. Thank you very much. Take a bow and go. Thank you. Honourable members, I didn't want the state chairman to leave us. That's why I didn't call the member representing the good people of Okanafon, so that the state chairman will sit down and witness these people that are working for him, so that he will make sure, he will know that the party is still very lively. But that notwithstanding, let me call on Dr. Frank Ekpenyong from Okanafon. Dr. Frank Ekpenyong, Okanafon, number 20, so that if the chairman wants to leave, he can leave, but if he wants to stay and continue to listen to his commissioners that is working for PDP, he can still sit down. Dr. Frank Ekpenyong should come to the House. Number 20 in the list, Dr. Frank Ekpenyong. You have my leave, Sergeant of Arm. Yes, Dr. Frank Ekpenyong, you are here in the chambers of Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. You have been nominated by His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, to serve in his cabinet as a commissioner or special advisor. You were screened by the standing committee of this house. Today you are not coming for screening, but we are coming to tell us how you are going to work with His Excellency, the Governor, to actualize and to drive the dividends of democracy to Akwa Ibom people. Dr. Frank Ekpenyong, you have the floor.
Right Honorable Speaker, the leadership of this noble house, and distinguished members.
Mr. Speaker, thank you so much for the opportunity. First of all, permit me to thank God for an opportunity like this. I think it's a huge grace, to be able to stand here. And secondly, please allow me to also thank His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, for finding it worthy that I should stand here today and be considered, to be confirmed as a commissioner or special advisor. This I don't take for granted. Mr. Speaker, sir, my name is Dr. Frank Ekpenyong. I'm from Ikoda Kusong and Okana from local government. I attended Abak International Nursery School. I attended Holy Family Secondary School. I went to St. Mary's Science College at Abak. From there, I went to the Federal University of Technology, Owerri. I got a scholarship from Totalfina Health, at the time. I went to the Netherlands, did a master's, had another scholarship, went to do a PhD, University of East London. Started to lecture in London. Then also did some work with the UK Ministry of Defense. Then obviously also had the pleasure of working as a consultant to the DIA, the Defense Intelligence Agency, before obviously I was appointed by His Excellency, which is the recent role I am now, as a senior special assistant, to the governor on ICT and digital services. Mr. Speaker, you've asked a really good question. On this role, it's been the desire of this government, led by the governor, to ensure that all grants, if you like, all support, all government services to the people, or I should say the good people of Akwa Ibom State, that will ensure that the people that need the service are the people that get the service. That has been the key, if you like, priority. In this role, I've worked with, for example, the Ministry of Education, to make sure the student bursary are paid. I've worked with, for example, the Ministry of Economic Development to ensure that food vouchers get to people really in need. I've worked for the Ministry of Agri, for example, to ensure that farmers get, for example, grants. So these are some of the capabilities I thought we've worked together, to achieve the RS agenda.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Member Okanafon, I think you've been working in harmony with the Commissioner or Special Advisor nominee for the sustenance of PDP in your local government. You have the floor. Member Okanafon.
Thank you, the capacity speaker, leadership of the 8th Assembly, distinguished colleagues. Standing here is Honorable Elder M.M. Etowobasudom, the man that is representing Okana State constituency in these hollow chambers. Before the hollow chambers is Dr. Frank Ekpenyong. It is not a new name in Akwa Ibom State politics, neither in Akwa Ibom State government. In the ICT system, this is a guru standing before us. If we cannot remember a man, we have to remember the late Abong Honorable Ekpenyong. This is the son standing, sir. A man that died in active service for the party and for the state. Who will have taken a bow that this young man standing here? Who? people have taken a bow. Except that person wants to sacrifice his life for the party. Let him argue with me. But if not, we consider it pertinent and very, very important. Mr. Speaker, is your son standing? A man that the father has been the state party chairman.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Member
you, Mr. Speaker.
Ogarafun.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It is the wish of this House that Dr. Ekpenyong should take a bow and go and state officer. So you have the right to take a bow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please, that does not mean that the chairman of the party should leave us. So, chairman of the party, please don't leave us. You are still a member of these Hello Chambers. Daddy can go. Yes, sir.
Member Okanafun just ran out of the chambers without taking a bow. Mr. Speaker, that is not the procedure in the House. In case he comes back, Mr. Speaker, he has to be called to order. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. I think that will be discussed. Is a very serious offense that will be discussed in the executive chambers. So the Chief Whip remind us in the executive chambers it will be called to order. Thank you very much. Dr. Ubong Inyang. Have my leave. Dr. Ubong Inyang, you are here in the chambers of Akwa Ibom of Assembly. You have been nominated by His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State to serve in his cabinet as a commissioner or special advisor. You were screened by this House Committee on Judiciary. Today you are here to present yourself and to tell us who you are and tell us how you are going to work with His Excellency to actualize his mission, his goal, which is the Arise agenda. Dr. Ubong, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, Principal Officers of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, permit me to acknowledge the member speaking for the good people of Ikano local government area. I want to thank His Excellency the Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom State for nominating me to serve in his cabinet. My name is Ubong John Inyang. I was born on the 14th of May 1987 in Ikano local government area. I hold a PhD in Occupational Health and Safety from the University of Port Harcourt, a master's degree in Oil and Gas Management from Coventry University, and a BSc in Business Information Technology from Middlesex University. Since 2015, I've been the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Brooks & Rolls Nigeria Limited, producers of fast-moving consumer goods, including the flagship Lavender Water. I'm also the Managing Partner of Lavender Global Enterprises, which also houses Lavender Global Farms. And we're responsible for food production, and we have at the moment about 70,000 catfish. We are into cassava production, yam production, and production of other staple food, including livestock. I am in love with the Arise agenda of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom State. Being a farmer myself, I love his drive towards agricultural revolution, his drive towards rural development, infrastructure, maintenance, security, and education. I am offering myself to serve the good people of Akwa Ibom State and Nigeria at large, to bring my experience to bear as we drive Akwa Ibom State to the promised land. Ikono is very peculiar, and we will work hand in hand with the stakeholders and the good people of Ikono to ensure that we bring the Arise agenda to bear and that PDP is sustained in Akwa Ibom State. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Ubong, for that summary. Let me call on your member, the member representing the good people of Ikono, to tell us more about you, but very brief, sir.
Respectfully, Mr. Speaker, my name is Asukwo Nanodo, member speaking for the good people of Ikono State constituency. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, before you is Ubong John Ian, my constituent, a young, vibrant businessman from Nokom, Ikorudu, in Ikono local government area, a BSc holder, a master's degree holder, a PhD holder. Mr. Speaker, you must look at him as a young man, just 37 years. Ubong is an entrepreneur of both local and international ventures. He's into agriculture. I rise this morning to thank His Excellency, Pastor Moino, my brother from another mother, for the opportunity for having a young man under me as a support base for the Ikono people. Mr. Speaker, I might surprise everybody this house this afternoon. My brother, my grandson, a grandson of Ikono, the deputy leader of this house, is expecting to hear from me that I will ask my nominee to take a bow and go. I would love this honorable house to put up a question to my nominee, and I know I will not be disappointed, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ubong. And remember, you have any question for Dr. Ubong? No question. Chief Whip.
Mr. Speaker, my name is Ethan Johnson. I speak for the group of Umbo. And I want to thank member, my brother, for asking, we should ask the doctor standing question. Doctor, the other day you came on screening, which I was in that committee. Recite, you are going to work with the governor of this state. Akwa Ibom Amten. Please now. The member said we should have.
Please allow the Chief Whip.
Before normal engagement of His Excellency, national anthem is always chanted.
Chief Whip, use your mic. Use your mic.
The mic is here, Mr. Speaker. Before the governor starts function every day, when he's presiding over a meeting, national anthem is always sung. Can you sing the national anthem and Akwa Ibom anthem?
No. No. Chief Whip, I'm the chief presiding officer of this house. That was done in the committee. That was a committee work. Doctor, please, by the wish of this house, take a bow. Thank you very much. Dr. Ekanem Ekerete Etumekbo. Please, no noise. If you want to speak, come and take over this place and sit down and speak. I'm the speaker of these chambers. Please, if you want to speak, come and take over from me. Or you go. Chief of Sergeant of Army, you have my leave. Bring doctor to come in. Thank you, Dr. Ekanem Ekerete from Etumekbo. You are here in the chambers of Akwa Ibom State of Assembly. You have been nominated by His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State to serve in his cabinet, either as a commissioner or special advisor. You were screened by the standing committee of this house. Today is not a screening day. Today is for you to just tell us how you are going to work with His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom to actualize his Arise agenda and deliver the dividends of democracy to the people of Akwa Ibom State. Dr. Ekerete, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Deputy Speaker, leadership of the House, members of the House, and especially my own brother-in-law and father, Right Honorable Fon Frank Yedong, Rabon Kaiso, one of Etimekbo. I give God the glory and thank His Excellency for finding me worthy to stand here today. Mr. Speaker, my name is Dr. Ekerete Paul Ekane. Was born on 23rd September 1983 to the royal family of Ekane Mimonte, Lutui Korimonte, Etimekbo local government area. Started my primary education at St. Paul's Primary School, Lutui Korimonte. Went through Bishop King's Primary School in Calabar and completed my primary education at Government Primary School Kolobieka in Tinam local government area. Thereafter, I gained admission to Community High School, Afarabo, 1992, during which time I was appointed class captain from JSS1 to SS3. I suddenly also became the school timekeeper in my SS1 and then the school general senior prefect in 1998. I was always the overall best student from my JS1 to SS3 and also graduated from the same school as the best graduating students. While in secondary school, I served as the chairman of the Betting and Science Committee and also representing the school in all aspects of competition. Gained admission into the University of Calabar in 2003 to study human anatomy, during which time I was also representing the school in Lagos in the International Conference of Anatomy and Fertility, representing the University of Calabar and emerged the overall best in Africa. I also became the overall best paper presenter during the conference representing the University of Calabar. I graduated in 2008 with class upper division. Because of my passion for my people, the passion for human care and development, I went in to study medicine and surgery as a direct entry admission, during which I passed my Part 1 MBBCH examination with distinction in human anatomy. I also completed the program at the stipulated time with a pass in distinction in human anatomy. After my university education, I had worked in various health facilities. I worked at University of Uyo Teaching Hospital in 2016. I had worked at St. Mary Hospital, Uruakban, and rose to the rank of the medical superintendent, during which I also resigned to join Ibom Specialist Hospital, where I worked for a period of about 3 years. I became the medical director of Ima Bridge Hospital at Ibesikbo. Currently, or just before my appointment, my nomination by His Excellency, I serving as a medical director, Jekeza Specialist Hospital, and a resident doctor at the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital. I am an associate fellow of the National Postgraduate Medical College of Nigeria and also a surgeon in training of the West African College of Surgeons. I've presented so many papers and have done many publications, one of which is Digital Dermatoglyphic Patterns of the Anang ethnic group in Akwa Ibom State, published by the International Journal of Anatomy and Anthropology. I am a good mixer of both professional academics and as well politics. As a student in the University of Calabar, I had served as the president of National Association of Etimegbo Students. I've served as Electoral Committee Chairman, National Association of Etimegbo Students, Electoral Committee Chairman of National Association of Akwa Ibom State Student, NAIS. I've served as President and Electoral Committee Chairman of the National Association of Akwa Ibom State Medical Students Worldwide. I have also served in various capacities in the Student Union government. I was the first President of Anatomical Student Society of Nigeria, the first Senate President. And in the macro, in the secular world.
Go ahead. You only listen to me, sir.
Thank you, sir. In the secular world, I have served my people in various aspects of life. As a philanthropist, I have given arms to my people. I've helped the young people in education, providing scholarship, helping the widow, the women, and also mentoring, especially the youths. I have just last year, I was appointed the Secretary of Transition Committee, Etimegbo Local Government Area, during which I was also serving as the Secretary PDP Congress Committee in Etimegbo Local Government. Also served as the Local Organizing Committee Secretary of the PDP primaries. And it just concluded local government election. I served as the Secretary of 2 campaigns in the Etimegbo local government elections. Because of my passion for this hallowed chamber, and because of my interest in serving humanity, I had the aspiration to contest for the House of Assembly in 2022. God did not give me or my people didn't give me the mandate, so I joined hands to support my brother-in-law who is here today. Mr. Speaker, I am endowed with the spirit and love for my people, especially for humanity and youth development. I am a community builder and a mobilizer. I am a philanthropist known by many.
Thank you very much.
I am blessed with a wife and 3 children.
Thank you, Doctor.
Mr. Speaker, for this, understanding the arise agenda of His Excellency, the Executive Governor.
Doctor, thank you. Thank you. I know if I want to give you the time, you speak the next 1 hour. For somebody to study anatomy and go to medicine, it means you have a lot in your brain box to tell us. So today is not a day that I will listen to, but we'll call you another day to come and, lead us in your knowledge and wisdom. But let me call Abon Kaiso, member representing the good people of Etimegbo Ika, an elder of Akwa Ibom Church, founded 1887, to tell us
Thank you,
more about you, whether you are working together to make sure the PDP in Etimegbo is sustained. Thank you very much.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues. Mr. Speaker, my name is Frank Idom. I speak for the good people of Etimegbo Ika local government areas. Mr. Speaker, it's a burden for people like us handling 2 local governments. And immediately after this, with your permission, the next one will come from Ika. Mr. Speaker, before you is Dr. Ekanem. other commissioners that came in, nominees that came in here, were not privy to have the time of giving us who they are. But graciously, you've allowed this one to explain himself more. I will not take this house longer because we still have about 10 commissioners nominee to attend to. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the CV, just one item that I just want to raise. In his CV, page 3, you see in his corporate social responsibility and humanitarian services, you notice that this doctor standing, a medical doctor, is one that is seriously interested in the life of the people. Free medical outreach from 2015 till date, 10 years. That is what he is known for. That is what he is known for. And so, for His Excellency finding him fit to serve in his cabinet, I am quite sure he will be a good product to this government and to His Excellency. Mr. Speaker, like I have said, if I want to talk about Dr. Ekanem, it will take a whole lot of time. He's a politician that galvanizes everyone in the local government. We contested together. Unfortunately, because old babes like us, we know where we are going. He lost. But immediately after the primaries, came in and we worked together. So, I will allow this house, by your permission, to allow Dr. Ekanem to leave. He is going to be a good product that will be of need to this state and to the government of Umar. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Member Etimekbo. The Deputy Leader, you have any question? You have my leave. You have my leave to ask question. You have, but be very brief.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my name is Otobong Bob, and I speak for the good people of Nsrubem State Constituency. Mr. Speaker, the man standing before us today is Dr. Ekanem Ekerete Paul. And before I ask my question, I would like to commend him for his passion in giving back to society. Like my colleague and member representing Entimepo said, if you look at his CV, you will see the number of free medical outreaches he has been involved in. And up to very recently, just this past weekend, despite being a commissioner nominee by His Excellency to the Akwa Ibom State ESCO, this young man standing here humbly volunteered as a surgeon at the free medical outreach I just concluded in my state constituency. That shows humility, that shows readiness to serve, and that shows he will be an asset to Akwa Ibom State in the state ESCO if confirmed by this House. But my question to him, there goes. My nominee, sir, considering your background as a medical expert, and if, for instance, you were given an opportunity to choose a ministry to serve in the Akwa Ibom State ESCO, and the Ministry of Health was taken out, which other ministry do you think you'll be able to serve Akwa Ibom State creditably, and how do you intend to translate His Excellency's Arise agenda? Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Any other question? Doctor, I think you've taken that down. Member Econo of ranking.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I remain as called member speaking for Econo State constituency. Mr. Speaker, my question will be very brief and simple to my brother, the medical doctor from my base, Calabar South. You are welcome, sir. Mr. Speaker, my question to the Honorable Commissioner designated before us who goes forth. Honorable Commissioner, if, for instance, in your local government area, we have you as the commissioner, we have local government chairman, and we have the House of Assembly member, a ranking House of Assembly member, who do you think among these three is the highest political office holder? Thank you very much.
Member Tienudim.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my name is Prince Upong Udo Akwa Ibom II, and by the special grace of God, I speak for the good people of Esenudim, including His Excellency, the President of the Nigerian Senate. Mr. Speaker, my question to my friend and brother goes this way. Doctor, I have seen your profile, and it's very rich. And even up till last Saturday, you were still doing community service to the good people of Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, you will agree with me in this hall if you mention breast cancer. Everybody here will know what you are talking about. But I doubt if you mention prostate cancer, it will be something new to a lot of people here. They don't even know how to check their status regarding prostate cancer. So, doctor, let's say next week or after this exercise, you are posted or you are assigned Minister of Health in Akwa Ibom State. Do you feel there is a gap? Like we have breast cancer and the women, there's a lot of awareness. Almost every woman knows how to check by themselves, check whether they have symptoms of breast cancer by themselves. And then we don't have any awareness campaign regarding prostate cancer. Do you think that there is a gap in that regard? And if there is a gap in that regard, what will you do differently to ensure that the teeming youth of Akwa Ibom State and the men of Akwa Ibom State are mobilized to be aware of this killer disease? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, that is the last question for now. Doctor, can you just give us brief answers to these questions?
However, as a professional medical doctor, if I'm assigned to be in the Ministry of Health, to oversee the Ministry of Health, I was asked, I want to join the question and answer. I was asked by the honorable member representing the Esenudim State constituency. I have seen a gap between prostate cancer, the management of prostate cancer, orientation given to people, and awareness of prostate cancer and the breast cancer. The breast cancer in women is commonly identified because usually it will start with a lump in the breast. So the individual can even assess it, can examine herself. Any other person, maybe a spouse, can also identify it maybe sometime incidentally. But in the case of prostate cancer, it's not the same, it's different. In the case of prostate cancer, a man would have had, before the symptoms would be presented, prostate cancer would have been advancing to another stage. Besides, men lack, sorry to say this, men do not like to attend to go to hospital. The health-seeking behavior of men is very poor. It's not commendable. So because of this, I have even found out, before now, I didn't know, without even knowing that His Excellency was having interest in getting me into the State Executive Council, I had written a proposal through the National Association of Government General and Medical Practitioners, Akwa Ibom State, where I had earlier said National Executive Council member. I wrote to the Akwa Ibom State branch asking them to begin the process of, because this is something I've been trying to do before now, and because it's expensive screening prostate cancer, especially when you want to undertake the chemistry, prostate specific cancer, that is a PSA, prostate specific antigen. It's expensive. So I've written a proposal to that association, and they are ready to, they have started consultation with stakeholders for support, such that men from the age of 40 can be screened. So their plans was, the agenda was to start from the ministries, screening the men from the ministries, come to House of Assembly, screen House of Assembly workers, honorable members of the House of Assembly, and the men in the government house. Because early identification of prostate cancer is the key to its management and survival. When prostate cancer becomes advanced, it becomes more difficult to be managed. So, and most of the time, men only realize it after they have presented with features of frequent urination, incontinence, all of that they are unable to urinate. They will begin to have pelvic pain. They have urine storing in their bladder. So, and that will cause pain. So that is the first time most of the people will recognize that they have had. So there is a gap, sir. And my plan, if I'm assigned to the Ministry of Health, will be to ensuring that all men, especially.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Inibere Silas Etuguda. Please, if you want to leave the chambers quietly. You have my leave. Thank you, Mrs. Inibere Silas Etuguda. You are here in Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly chambers. You have been nominated by His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State to serve in his cabinet as a commissioner or special advisor. You were screened by the standing committee of this house. Today you are here to tell us how you are going to work with His Excellency to actualize his agenda, the Arise agenda of His Excellency the Governor. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, the leadership of the House. Thank you, the honorable members. I am Honorable Mrs. Inibere Silas Etuguda from Akwa Ibom in Ikaluku government area. I am a graduate of University of Uyo, where I read political science and public administration. I started my career as a technocrat in 1984, and in 1998, I switched over to contest election as a councillor, where I won and became the first female councillor of my local government area. And in that same administration, I became the first deputy leader of the Legislative Council. By the grace of God, in 2016 to 2017, I was appointed by His Excellency the King Udom Gabriel Emmanuel as the first transition chairman, female chairman in the Ikaluku government area. And after which he appointed me in 2019 into Akwa Ibom State Universal Basic Education Board. And also in 2022, he also appointed me into Civil Service Commission. Currently, I am the PDP State Women Leader in Akwa Ibom State, and also the President of Ikoro Senatorial Women Forum. Mr. Speaker, I believe with the wealth of knowledge I have gathered, I will leverage on it and make sure that the Arise agenda of His Excellency is actualized properly. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Mrs. Inibere Silas. Member at Tumekpo, Ika. You've been working with Mrs. Inibere Silas for quite a long time. You know her very well, I'm very sure, because I'm part of that federal constituency. I think you have one or two things to say about Mrs. Inibere Silas. Honorable, you go ahead.
Leadership of the House, distinguished colleagues, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for allowing me again to speak the second time. Mr. Speaker, I am Fon Frank Idung, representing Ituegu-Ika State Constituency. And luckily, two commissioners nominee. Mr. Speaker, the lady before us is Lady Inibere Silas Etudo. Is from my constituents. Is my constituents. Is the woman piloting the affairs of all the women in the Senatorial District. And like she has said, at present, the woman leader of PDP in Akwa Ibom State. Most of the elections in Ika local government areas, almost all the elections in the local government of Ika, all the women is arranged by her, and that's why you get all the successes that we've been getting. And so, at this level, I am sure if she is cleared by this honorable house, these ladies before us will be an additional advantage to His Excellency, the Governor of the state. In terms of mobilizing the women, that is what she is good, very, very good for. Mr. Speaker, she is the president of Ikoro Senatorial District Women. He coordinates all the women of that senatorial district and the rest of the thing. I have no doubt in my mind that if she is cleared, she will be of a very good advantage to the government of Akwa Ibom State. And so, being the one that is even caring for the women of their party, for this one, I will plead with this one, the members of this house, to allow Lady Inibere Tudo to take a bow and leave for the respect of the party that is protecting the lady. Thank you.
Thank you very much, member representing the people of Ituegu-Ika. It is by the wish of this house that Honorable Mrs. Inibere should take a bow. Take a bow and go. You are qualified. Thank you. Honorable Ibanga Nziratai. You are permitted, the Sergeant of Arms. Yes, Honorable Ibanga, you are here in the chambers of Akwa Ibom House of Assembly. You have been nominated by His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State to serve in his cabinet as a commissioner or special advisor. You were screened by the standing committee of this house. I know the chairman of the standing committee is your representative. You will not see anything wrong in your documents. So today, you are not going to be screened, but you are going to tell us how you are going to work with His Excellency the Governor to actualize his dreams, his vision for Akwa Ibom State. Thank you. You have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, principal officers of this House of Assembly, honorable members, good afternoon, Akwa Ibomites. Standing before you is Emmanuel Ibanga, an indigenous of the Ikot of Akwa Ibom, Ward 5 in Sratai local government area. I obtained my first school leaving certificate from Back International Nursery School and further proceeded to my secondary school, community secondary school, and I have had my first degree from the University of Uyo, from the Department of Political Science and Public Administration. I have my master's in public administration and my PhD is in view in the same public administration. By God's grace, I am a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Public Administrators of Nigeria. Let me especially appreciate my governor for finding me fit and worthy to be nominated as a commissioner designate in the Akwa Ibom State. By God's grace, as I have served in Sratai local government area as a first-time executive chairman, that was in 2017, and in 2020, I was re-elected into office as a second-term executive chairman, and in 2023, I was appointed as the transition chairman of the Sratai local government. Before that, I had worked as a community development officer in the Ministry of Rural Development. By the grace of God, if confirmed, I will use my wealth of experience to make sure that I passionately implement the Arise agenda, which is the blueprint of the Akwa Ibom State Governor for the betterment of Akwa Ibom people at large. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Ibanga. I think you've done well. Let me call on your member to ask him to tell me whether he's working with you for the benefit of the party in Sratai. Member in Sratai and the chairman, House Committee on Judiciary, you have the floor. But be very brief, sir, very brief.
In the spirit of being very brief, Mr. Speaker, leadership of this House, dear colleagues, my name is Anifiok, Honorable Prince Anifiok Ata. We have here on the floor of the House my sister, Princess Ibanga, Emebang is a politician, a public administrator, community mobilizer. And by the special grace of God, this lady standing here is a jinx breaker. The first woman to be a chairman in my local government. The first person to be chairman 3 times, first term, second term, third term. And by the special grace of today, the governor has presented her for the position of commissioner. I don't have any reservation. Not presenting her and seeking for the leave of this house for him to take a bow and go.
Thank you, Chairman. The Chairman of Judicial and Public Petitions will not ask and we will not grant him his aspiration. Chairman, thank you very much. Honorable Mibanga, you have to take a bow and leave. We know that you are going to do very well with the people of Akwa Ibom State. Go and serve the people of Akwa Ibom State. Thank you very much. Take a bow. Thank you. Thank you very much. Honorable Iniebong Robson, Esreket. You have my leave. Thank you. Yes. Right Honorable Iniebong Robson, former Algon chairman, the man that did very well in the past administration of his leadership as the Algon chairman for Akwa Ibom State. You are welcome. You are here in Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly chambers. You have been nominated by His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom to serve in his cabinet as a commissioner or special advisor. He was screened by the standing committee of this house. Today, we want to ask you, we want you to tell us whether you are really ready to work with His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State to deliver the dividend of democracy to the people of Akwa Ibom. We know that you did very well when you were the chairman, but we want to be sure whether you are still going to render your services, commitments, because you know the position you are going is not an easy position. You have to be 24 hours committed to the service of the people of Akwa Ibom State. So, Honorable Iniebong Robson, you have the floor. Tell us and tell Akwa Ibom people.
The Speaker of Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, the Deputy Speaker, Principal Officer of the House, honorable members of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. Mr. Speaker, my name is Mr. Iniebong Robson Namsu. I am a native of Abebi village in the local government of Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, I'm married to a beautiful soul by name Mrs. Maria Therese Robson. The marriage has been blessed with 4 children, 3 boys and a girl. Mr. Speaker, I had my primary education in Hillside International Nursery School and Government Primary School, both in Calabar. Attended Duketown Secondary School, Calabar, and I'm a graduate of mechanical engineering from the then Polytechnic Calabar, now Cross River State University of Technology. Mr. Speaker,
I had my early sojourn into politics, public office, and governance. In the early 90s, when I was first elected as the Financial Secretary of the defunct NRC. In 2000, or rather in 1998, I was privileged to be the political advisor to Right Honorable Etienne Ekwenyong Ayi, who served the people of Calabar South, Akwa Ibom, and Bakassi in the national affairs for 20 years. As a speaker, in 2000, I became the first general manager of Calabar South Transport Company. And in 2005, the good people of West Lake and local government came to me in Calabar and requested my involvement in community development back home. I came back in 2005, and in 2006, I took a shot at the House of Assembly election, and I was duly baptized, not into politics, but into the politics of my hometown. Mr. Speaker, in 2014, or 2013 rather, I served as the deputy coordinator of the immediate past governor's political mercenary, and in 2015, precisely in July, I had the confidence of His Excellency, the then governor, to serve as the chairman of my local government. In 2017, I was elected as chairman, and Mr. Speaker, I've had several opportunities to serve as chairman, let me put it that way, until last October. And while serving as the chairman of my local government, I also had the confidence of His Excellency, the former governor, to coordinate the affairs of the 31 local government councils of Akwa Ibom State as the chairman of Algon, the position I held till last year in October when we left office. Mr. Chairman, I've been around government business for quite some time, and I have the experience that is good enough to contribute to the development of Akwa Ibom State at this level. Mr. Speaker, as to how I intend to support the Arise agenda of His Excellency, the Governor of the State, I want to say that Arise agenda, though being an acronym that embodies and drives the governor's blueprint for the people of Akwa Ibom State, it is not executed exclusively without the involvement of the local government councils. I want to say from experience that it is mandatory that the local government councils interface with the state governments through their different ministries and agencies in ensuring the effective implementation of the Arise agenda. And as the chairman, immediate past chairman of my local government, I'm very much so, as the chairman of Algon in the last administration, I was actively involved in that interface. I want to say that I'm very knowledgeable about the Arise agenda. I understand the governor's programs, and I have what it takes, Mr. Speaker, to contribute very positively. But before I end, Mr. Speaker, permit me to say very proudly that I am an ardent Christian, a firm believer of the fact that Jesus Christ is God revealed in the flesh. He came, died, and resurrected, bringing upon everybody who believes in Him tremendous capabilities. And I also believe that by His strength and by His grace, I can do all things, including whatever responsibility that may be assigned me by the governor of the state, should my nomination be considered favorably by this House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Inyebon Robson. for the message of salvation you are giving at last, because I know some of my members have not gone to church for some days now. Today, the Right Honorable Akwa Robson have preached the gospel to you. So you better repent. You better repent. And that will let me call the member representing the people of this record. Everyone to tell us how closely they are working to sustain the PDP in this record.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Honorable Engineer Udobia Friday Udo, speaking for the people of Akwa Ibom. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, by your leave, let me present to you the Commissioner nominee into the State Executive Council, Right Honorable Inyebong Namso Robson. Mr. Speaker, as you have heard from him, there is not much I will have to say, but I know and have the confidence in him that his work experience and knowledge of the work that he has done in the past, hailing from his position and capacity in offering services from factory supervisor in System Metals Limited, general manager in Calabar South Transport Company, that would interest a ranking member like Makara very well, and other members of Calabar South. I know that he has what it takes in his capacity as a former executive director in Granulate Integrated Services, a director with Jabmets Limited, a director with Evomec, a company that do offer critical services on pipeline construction and implementation. Mr. Speaker, you have heard his involvement in politics in Akwa. He is a stabilizing force as far as Akwa is concerned. Let me present to you and this honorable House, Right Honorable Inyebong Namso Robson, a man whose nomination aligns with the Arise Agenda policy thrust of His Excellency Pastor Umo Eno for a favorable consideration and confirmation as a commissioner. I so present, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Right Honorable Inyebong Robson, with your antecedents and with your relationship with other politicians in Akwa Ibom State, you've been doing so well. And sorry, I didn't know that my Argon chairman was still outside. In fact, I didn't take notice of that. You've been called before now. So being as humble as you are, please take a bow and leave by the leave of this house. Thank you very much. Mr. Luke Anthony Esianudim. You have my leave. Thank you, Honorable Anthony Luke. You are here in the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly chambers. You have been nominated by His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State to serve in his cabinet as a commissioner You were screened by the standing committee of this House. Today, we are not going to hear from you much about who you are, but to tell us, as a commissioner designate, as a commissioner going to work with the governor, how are you going to make sure the Arise agenda of His Excellency is achieved for the benefit of the people of Akwa Ibom State? You have the floor for 1 minute.
Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
The leadership of the House, very noble assemblymen. Let me use this opportunity to salute my own member, the number one of the HOA, Prince Ukpongodo Akpabio II. Mr. Speaker, I have to thank His Excellency the Governor for giving me this opportunity to serve my people in the State Executive Council, not minding the fact that I am a man of very low stature. Mr. Speaker.
Notwithstanding the status, you are a doctor, mind you.
Mr. Speaker, I attended St. Joseph Primary School, Okun, the prestigious Queen of Apostles Seminary of Fabon, Aba, Federal School of Art and Science, Aba, University of Uyo first degree, University of Uyo second degree, PhD, University of Uyo, and I'm married to my first degree, second degree, and third degree sweetheart, Dr. Omar Tony Odo. I am of the Catholic background, a family of 8 children, a girl and 7 boys. Unfortunately, I lost 4 of my elder brothers. I happen to be today the first son of that family. Mr. Speaker, what I am doing presently to aid His Excellency the Governor as a private person. The fulcrum upon which the development of Akwa Ibom State lies or rests on is the Arise agenda. My member can attest to the fact that I'm one of the biggest piggery farmers in the whole of Akwa Ibom. I'm one of the best cassava farmers in the whole of Akwa Ibom. I'm one of the best yam farmers in the whole of Akwa Ibom. That is how to assist the governor. Mr. Speaker, for so many other people to be into agri, so many factors are there. Mr. Speaker, they need grants. They need incentives. They need single-digit loans in whatever dimension. By so doing, in the next 1 year, Akwa Ibom people will have ample food to feed our populace. And by so doing, we can now do exports. The next thing is the rural development. I have been a council chairman for 2 times. And to be frank with you, I've been a village boy. The governor has, in a way, we have to advise the governor. In a way, he has to empower, he's doing that presently. He has to empower more women and more youths so that we can have a whole lot of small-scale businesses spanning throughout the nooks and crannies of this state. One of the problems government has is lack of maintenance of infrastructures. And the next one on that Arise agenda is infrastructural maintenance and advancement. Mr. Speaker, I want to tell you that it will be one of my duties to always tell the governor, Your Excellency, there's a pothole somewhere there. Can you send the Commissioner for Works to go over there? And so many other things. Mr. Speaker, in terms of security, I want to thank you in a very special way. Senodem, at the point in time when I was chairman of the local government, was engulfed in crisis. Mr. Speaker, with conventional security and unconventional security, we had to quell the crisis. Mr. Speaker, one of the ways the governor is doing very well is to engage so many youths that are all over Ibom State. One of those things is that by so doing, the number of criminally minded people reduces in the state. Mr. Speaker, I'm going to equally, in a very special way, advise His Excellency that we should, apart from doing the conventional security, we have to do more of the unconventional security, because the truth remains, if I am not from your village, about it, Mr. Speaker, I can't know all the criminals there. The only set of people that will know criminals in Abaritene are guys that are from Abaritene. We will use most of the youths who are unemployed to ensure that we have peace in most of these villages. Educational and health advancement. Mr. Speaker, the governor is doing very well in that direction. Sooner than later, he is going to bring up a medical corridor between Uyo, the state capital, and Ikorekpene. He has said that several times, and I'm sure, and the agent have been given insurance, health insurance. He's doing very well in that direction. Wherefore, he should ask us for advice. Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, we equally advise His Excellency accordingly. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Anthony Luke. Let me call on your member representing you and the barrister Okpong Okpabio II to be very brief. Are you working closely with Dr. Anthony Luke for the sustenance of PDP in Esienudim? Thank you very much.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, again, I'm Prince Ukpong Udo Akpabio II, and member speaking for my nominee and the good people of Esienudim, including the President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, before this Honorable House is a jolly good fellow, a friend, a brother, and a partner. When I say partner, partner in the development of Esienudim local government. Mr. Speaker, when he was introducing himself, he said that he is married to his first degree friend, second degree friend, and third degree friend. I think a lot of people did not really understand what Mr. Luku was talking about. What he was talking about is that he got married to his classmate during his first degree, and then got married again to, or that same person was also his classmate during his second degree. And then during his doctorate degree, that same wife was still a member of that class, and they both graduated together. Why am I bringing this up again? Mr. Luku has been a member of the PDP from inception. And up to today, Mr. Luku has not left the party for 1 second. For 1 second. And what does that tell us? It tells us that the man standing before us, though very tall, but very consistent. He is not ready to leave PDP, and with my interaction with him, I don't think that he is ready to leave PDP anytime soon. And then back to the question that Mr. Speaker asked me, whether myself and Aluku were working together in Esienudim to ensure the progress of PDP in the local government. I stand here to say that if you know me politically, the next person beside me is always Aluku. Anybody that knows Prince Akpabio politically will know that the next person, the person I will call my lieutenant, my partner, my anything, he has never been my boss, sir. He has never been my boss. He's my brother and friend, and he will remain so. So we have always been working together, and will continue to work together. Today we call ourselves facilitators, and the youth of Esienudim really appreciate that. I won't stand here to tell us what facilitators mean, but sooner or later you will understand why I say that the man standing before us is a facilitator just like myself. So, Mr. Speaker, I don't have any issue, but I want to profoundly lay before us Dr. Anthony Luke, and also plead this Honorable House, because he will be coming to partner with me in the representation of Esienudim people, which include the President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I want to ask Mr. Speaker that Dr. Luku should take a bow, if not for any other reason, but for the mere fact that He will be coming to represent the interests of His Excellency, the Senate President, and Exomodim people. Let him take a bow and leave and go and prepare, get ready to start work from next week. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, member representing the people of Assembly. But you have forgotten one thing, that Mr. Loco is the in-law of the Speaker. And as such, the Speaker cannot waste his time in the chambers. So, by the leave of this House, Honorable Dr. Anthony Luke, take a bow and leave. 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 Thank you very much. Honorable members, I think we've done so much today, and by the information we gathered, even if we finish the number that we have today, we still have to do one person on Thursday. So I will personally will not allow only one person to come for the screening. So on that note, I think we will come to the end of today's sitting. The remaining people will come on the next schedule day. So let me call on the leader of the House to move a motion for this House to be adjourned to further notice. Oh, sorry. Sorry, the leader move a motion so that we restore the sanity of the House before you move a motion for adjournment.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker. I still remain Honorable Sunday Odofo Johnny, representing the good people of Una State constituency, and by the special grace of God, the leader of this 8th Assembly. I rise to move a motion that this House do dissolve House, constitute, and the sanctity be restored. I so move.
The Deputy Speaker second the motion. Deputy Leader of the House. Deputy Leader second the motion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Otobong Bob is my name. Nsuru is my constituency. I so second it.
Honourable members, the motion has been moved that the sanity of the House be restored. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. Accordingly, the ayes have it, and the sanctity of the House will be restored. Turning of arm, please restore the sanctity of the House.